Level 1. Negative balance. You know that feeling when your card gets declined in front of people? That's where Sam's story starts. Negative balance, $4 in the hole because of a coffee subscription he forgot to cancel, and his phone buzzes with an alert that feels louder than it should. $4. That's it. That's all it took. But the bank doesn't care that it's $4. It slaps him with a $35 fee anyway, because the math doesn't care about your feelings. It just executes. Sam just sits there staring at his phone like maybe if he refreshes the app enough times, the number will fix itself. It doesn't. Another charge hits while he's negative, and boom, another $35 gone. $77 deep now, over a coffee he didn't even drink. He thinks about the guy 2 floors up in his building. Reserved parking spot, doorman who knows his first name. And Sam realizes he's never once made eye contact with that man in the elevator. Why would he? Guys like that don't see guys like Sam. His rent bounces the next morning. Landlord tacks on $75 more, and Sam skips lunch Wednesday. Not because he's dieting, because he's broke and too proud to say it out loud. He walks past his usual spot, like he had somewhere better to be. He didn't. Somewhere between the $4 coffee and the unpaid rent, Sam stopped feeling like a guy with potential and started feeling like a problem nobody rich was ever going to bother solving. Level 2. $200. Sam clawed his way back, 20 hours of overtime just to see a positive number again. Nobody throws you a parade for that. Nobody even notices. He's at the coffee shop one morning, and there's the guy from his building, ordering without even glancing at the menu, dropping a tip like it's pocket lint. Sam holds the door open for him out of habit. The man walks straight through, eyes glued to his phone, already somewhere else in his head. And honestly, Sam gets it. At $200, you're not a threat and you're not an opportunity. You're just furniture. He looks into a secured credit card, the kind where you hand the bank $300 of your own money so they can lend it back to you at 24% interest. And he just laughs and closes the tab. Then his tire blows on a random Tuesday, and he's riding the bus 3 hours late to work, sweating through his shirt, and his manager just looks at him a beat too long instead of saying anything. Sam wonders what it actually takes to get that same look from someone who has money. Spoiler, it's not $200. Level 3. $2,000. Something's shifting. Not in Sam's life exactly, but in which rooms start cracking open a little. His paycheck's steady now, $1,600 every 2 weeks, like clockwork. A buddy drags him to one of those networking mixers. Cash bar, sticky name tags, the whole deal. Some guy in a blazer that probably costs more than Sam's rent starts talking markets at him. Not a millionaire himself, just orbiting one. Works at some wealth firm. Hands Sam a business card like it's a gift. Sam doesn't even know what to do with it, so it just lives in his wallet for 3 months collecting lint. The pre-approved credit offers start showing up in real envelopes now. His name's stamped in that fancy metallic font. Funny thing is, no actual rich person has said 2 words to him yet, but he's at least standing in the same rooms where money gets talked about instead of just dreamed about from a distance. He's not invisible. He's also not exactly seen. He's hovering at the edge of a conversation nobody invited him into yet. Level 4. $15,000. Sam gets a call out of nowhere. An old college friend who somehow ended up tight with a guy running a small investment fund. Friend says the fund manager likes meeting interesting people, whatever that means. Sam shows up in his one good jacket and spends most of dinner just listening, nodding, trying not to say anything dumb. The fun guy asks about Sam's goals, his timeline, nods along the way you nod at something you've heard 1,000 times. Pleasant, polished. Hands Sam his email, says reach out anytime. Sam does, twice, gets 1 reply back. 4 words. That's it. And that's when it clicks for him. At $15,000, rich people will sit across the table from you, sure, but they're not deciding anything about you yet. You're a maybe, a name in a notebook they might never flip back to. Level 5, 80 grand. Same fund manager invites Sam back. No friend needed to vouch for him this time. And he remembers Sam's name. Says it twice in the first 5 minutes, which Sam clocks immediately because that did not happen last time. Real questions now. Savings, risk tolerance. Has he thought about real estate? Not selling anything, just quietly deciding if Sam's worth the time. At the end, he says, let's stay in touch. And this time, he actually means it, because 2 weeks later, he follows up. Sam gets added to a group chat. Low-key, stock tips, articles, 4 other guys he's never met. Sam realizes pretty quick he didn't earn a friendship here. He earned a number that made friendship convenient. The guy isn't warmer than before. He's just decided Sam might be useful eventually. And useful has a funny way of feeling like warmth if you don't squint too hard. Level 6, $500,000. Now the fund manager's the one calling Sam. Invites him to a small dinner, 8 people, private room above some restaurant Sam's walked past 100 times without knowing it existed. Nobody talks about money the entire night, not once. Money's the table everyone's sitting at, not the topic. The millionaires in that room aren't performing for anyone. They don't need to. They just ask Sam real questions and actually sit with the answers. One woman built a whole logistics company from nothing. Tells him straight up she remembers what level 4 felt like. The 4-word replies, circling rooms that never let her all the way in. Sam realizes nobody at this table is impressed by him. They're recognizing him. And that distinction, impressed versus recognized, turns out to be the whole game. Level 7, $5 million. Sam's not getting invited to dinners anymore. He's hosting them. That same fund manager who once sent him a 4-word email is now asking Sam's opinion before he makes a move. Not to flatter him, because Sam's calls have genuinely started beating his own. Nobody needs a middleman or an old college buddy to vouch for Sam anymore. People text him directly, by name, with specifics. Because wasting his time isn't an option once you've earned this kind of access. Rooms with no logo on the door. Deals that'll never see a prospectus. Conversations on boats and around single slabs of unbroken wood that cost more than Sam's old apartment. He's inside all of it now. Nobody's performing around him anymore. They've stopped needing to. Level 8. $25 million. Sam's not the one being introduced to anybody anymore. He's the reason rooms get built in the first place. 3 different funds exist partly because of bets Sam made back when he had nothing. Conversations he had at mixers nobody important even bothered showing up to. Follow-up emails he kept sending even when all he got back was 4 words. That old college friend who had to vouch for him just to get him through a door works for Sam now. Deals land on his desk before they're public. People ask his opinion not because he's rich, because the road that got him rich means his read on things actually carries weight. The same guys who once nodded politely through his goals are now asking what his next move is, because they've learned Sam tends to move early. He doesn't have millionaires above him anymore. He's got peers. Same thing he noticed back at the dinner with no logo on the door. Recognition, not performance. And somewhere right now, some guy is staring at his phone with a minus sign in front of his balance. $4 overdrawn, a coffee subscription he forgot about, a fee that's about to hit before he even finishes reading the alert. He's holding a door open for someone who won't look up from their phone long enough to notice. He doesn't know it yet, but the system was never built to see him. Not because he doesn't matter, just because nobody's decided yet whether he will. The same people who one day know his name by heart are walking past him right now without blinking. You're the same person at every single balance. Money just decides who people think you are. The world doesn't change at any level. You do.